What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention. I'm your host, BMG, here with my co host, Clean Bean. This is episode 42. We are back again. We're here to discuss anime as we always do. How's it going, brother?
Not much. I'm doing good, man.
Good, good.
Doing very good.
That's good to hear. We are going to be talking about anime we've been watching, what we finished, and, a little bit of extra stuff along the way. But something to keep in mind, I haven't actually dove like full head first into this season. I've only watched uh two anime from this season because I've been kind of just letting everything pile up a little bit. But regardless, even with the two that I'm watching, I shouldn't have to tell you. Bless you. You good? That sneeze was crazy. Roll the black. Roll the black.
Yeah, I had to roll back.
Okay. You already know which one I'm watching. Obviously, Slime. Like, let's be real here. Of course, I'm gonna watch Slime. Um, but the other one I'll get into in a second. Let me ask you before I jump into my watches for right now. What have you been watching this season, if anything? And if not this season, what have you been watching, period,
Mhm.
right now?
There were two that kind of caught my eye. I didn't start this one, but it was like, was it Altair? Is it
Yeah, yeah.
Altair?
That's the one
That's the one.
that's the one that I've been watching too.
Okay, I didn't get the chance to like watch it fully, but like it's coming out this season, and let's just say I caught a few clips from other people. And I feel like, wait a minute, all right, now I gotta hop on the train real quick, see what's going on here.
There's a
'Cause,
reason why I jumped up the ranks and it's like the top of the top.
yeah,
I mean, there's other things that are really, really good, but like this one's kind of one of those things where like, and guys, we're talking about Witch Hat Atelier. I think that's how you
yeah.
pronounce it, Witch Hat
Yep,
Atelier.
Atelier.
I'm assuming so. But I think that one hit the most because it was unexpected. To be fair, there are people who've read the manga, read the story, so they kind of know, they knew that this was coming, they knew greatness was coming. So they probably already predicted all this. But going in, I was not expecting this.
Okay. That means I have a lot to look forward to because that was one. I remember we were talking, back before a couple episodes about what animes we thought were going to be like, pretty good and a decent hit.
I did
You
list this
mentioned
one.
this one.
hmm
You
I did.
mentioned-
I had to because I mean, I think I mentioned it before, but like just witches in general. Since we're already on the topic, I might as well jump into it. Um this story kind of hits immediately. And the first thing that I want to call out about Witch Hat is the animation style. The animation is very warm, very, I won't say subtle because it's in your face, but it's a much warmer style of animation. And you could tell it's very distinct. But in addition to that, right, the way the animation sort of meshes with how innocent the character is and how it sort of like continues to fall along those lines of magic being that very uh I mean, there's different sides of magic, but the magic that they're trying to teach her being more so along the lines of making somebody happy and not necessarily destroying the world, you know?
Oh,
So,
so what do you mean by warp? Or you mean by like lighthearted and
yes.
okay, okay.
Yes. So, going into this show, and I know that you didn't start watching it yet, so I'm not going to spoil too much here, but Witch Hat, I wasn't expecting it to go not really dark, but to go down that road so quick. So, you know how like there are animation out there like within the first episode they gotta catch you, they gotta get you on the train. There's some anime that take time to do that, but this one it'll have you on the train by the end of the episode because you're like, damn, that really happened. And it involves her family. So
Mm,
um obviously anything involving family that'll tug the heartstrings.
rest in peace. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't even watched the first episode. Rest in peace.
Well, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but what I will say is, family is included, and something does happen to the family, and that does ev- eventually spur them onto their adventure. So, yeah, no, I think that's probably the biggest thing for me is just seeing how big the twist was in the beginning and how quick it pulled us in. At least me. The characters seem to be likable. Obviously, the witch, Qifrey, he's the one that basically takes her under his wing. He's teaching them. He has apprentices and she ends up joining his, I guess, so-called school. That's why the name Atelier or Atelier, that's where it comes from. It's supposed to be like, I guess, almost like like a sect of, for that specific apprentice, or for those apprentices of that specific witch. So I'm interested to hear more about what that truly means in the gist of the story. But that's what I've been seeing so far, like in terms of training. Like they're considering this like a part of the school, almost. Um, but that witch, damn. I just recently watched this. I think it was episode 5. There's this one scene where he ends up saving them. I'm not going to spoil too much here, but like, um, he ends up like going up in the sky, and he does this magic spell that conjures a dragon. But he clears the sky before he does it, and the way he clears the sky, I'm like, dude, who is this guy? Who is
Clears the
this guy?
sky.
Yeah,
Come
like
on now.
think about that. Like you know how like you've seen this before. You've seen when two people fighting causes the sky to like literally
Yeah.
part. We've seen that with like many different anime, but we've also seen it in One Piece, of course. Like we've seen Whitebeard versus I think Gold Roger or something, and then they end up clashing, and all of a sudden the skies part. You're like, whoa, this is like the party in the Red Sea. It's along that line where I'm like, dog. And the magic that he cast right after that with the dragon, I was like, this thing covered the entire map.
Entire
Shit.
map.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, you got it, bro. You got it. I can
Yeah.
already imagine. I mean, you know, y'all out there who are women, I'm sure y'all fiending for him already.
Huh?
Guaranteed they fiending. They fiending. But it's okay. I'm fiending too. All
Wait,
right. You're
wait.
not the
He's
only one.
fine.
He's fine. He's fine. But
Like wine, fine, or like
wine and dine fine. Yeah. So
okay.
but he's like nerdy wine and dine fine, which is good. We like that.
I mean, we like that
We
by
like
all
that.
means. Like
We
now, I
like that.
gotta watch at this
We like
point.
that. So he's definitely a new husband though for sure, entering the works into the zone, and his nurturing and the way he treats Coco, who's the main character, is it's very heartfelt, very heartwarming. Even though he has some ulterior motives where he's kind of trying to use her to, and this is in the description as well, trying to use her to sort of narrow down and track down these witches. They call them the brim hats. It's funny because that's the interesting part of this show is like the witches are kind of split between the ones who keep the peace and the ones who are trying not to keep the peace. They want to use magic that just, is dangerous magic, forbidden magic, they call it. The brim hats, they're basically like, just like I'm wearing this hat right now. They're like a witch hat. You've seen a witch hat before, so they look like that. But then, Qifrey and everybody else, and under these, I forgot the term. I have to go back and the name of those specific witches um within that, like, I guess you can call it diocese or something. They have like pointy witch hats, which is different from the they don't have any
Mm,
brims on them. It just goes like it's like a cone.
no brim.
It's like a cone. It's so bad to the point where if they were all white and going up like that, we already know exactly what people will say. That's how it's literally
How did we get
that's
here?
literally how it looks. To be fair, they're not hoods or
Oh
anything. They're
my
not they're
god.
not cat like, but you see you'll see it. You'll see it when you watch
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it. You'll see it when you watch it. But
I'm just gonna go brim, no brim. Like like the
brim, no brim.
like the one meme with the freaking was it Yankee hat with no
Oh,
brim.
with no
That's this.
brim.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do
Oh
right
man.
now.
Yeah, no, it's it's definitely it's something. Like just watching this show, it's been an experience so far, and like I said, a combination of all those things is making it shape up to a pretty good story. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna let y'all know for sure once I get to some serious points in it. We'll have conversations about it, and I'm hoping that you do eventually get to watch it. But definitely worth the time of day. But yeah, no. What have you actually been watching though? What's been up with you?
Um, there were was it three that I two that I finished and then one I'm currently watching right now.
Okay, what you watching now?
What I'm watching right now is was it Diamond Demons of the Shadow Realm? Is it pronounced diamonds or
Or
demons or
demons?
yeah?
Daemons?
It's just demon
Demons? Oh, it's
demons
just
or demons or
demons?
okay,
Demons of the
whatever.
Shadow Realm?
Yeah,
Is that something that's out this season, or is that something that's out was like a recent season?
it's out this season.
This season. Okay.
Yeah. Like you'll see them it has like the blonde haired protagonist, and then along with is his sister that's like black black hair, long black hair.
Hmm.
Um, it took me by surprise too. You know, the way it was set up in terms of the story, because originally, like, you're thinking this is gonna be okay, sort of set in times of like a village, area, people hunting, gathering, getting
Mm,
supplies, and then
okay, so you're thinking like mid like 17th century type vibes or something like it's almost Salem witch trials type vibes. Not
I'm
really though,
thinking like,
or earlier than that,
hmm, maybe
like medieval
slightly
time,
earlier than that. I
medieval
don't know.
time ish.
It's kind of hard to like to put it because like there's no like castle, but there are like caves, stone taverns and grass and huts and
Mm.
people, you know, farming and agriculture, like a
Okay, so
lot
it's
of
past
shit.
that point, right? Okay,
Yeah, it's past that point, but at the same time, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so this is what it's gonna be set in. Then you introduce demons and different gods and goddesses and spirits into the mix. Okay, okay, nice. And
okay.
then
So this is religious.
this isn't religious. This is more of like, for some reason, the main character was born and had a sister as well. They were both, I think, both twins. I can't remember if they're both twins or both twins. I think they were both twins,
Hmm.
but they were born, and I saw that they had like a same characteristics of red eyes. But there for some reason they were holding his sister like hostage in a cage, away from everyone else in civilization, and he just grew up bringing stuff from um from the outside to
To
his
his sister.
sister. And
What? What did she do wrong?
I don't know what she did, and I was like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Apparently, they thought they were like a danger, or she was a danger.
Like, did they think that she was a demon or something?
Yeah, because apparently their birth was like frowned upon. So
Interesting.
um, then I'm seeing like these goods be given to him, and they're talking about like from the outside. Like, what do you mean? The whole entire village, almost the whole entire village, gets slaughtered, and he sees his sister die in front of him. He's going ham because the the black long haired lady killed the sister. But at the same time, we're like, wait a minute, what? The black long haired lady is his sister, but apparently ahead of time, and
Wait,
that's a fake one.
from the future? Oh, a different time?
I think it's a fake. The sister was fake the entire time,
Oh,
and
trying to
then the
cover
real
up.
one,
Okay, so that she's trying to be free, so she stages her death almost, basically.
not stage her death, more of just okay, more of like trying to open her brother's eyes that this is like fake.
Fake.
That's not even
Oh,
actually her.
it's not okay, so it's an illusion. Some
And
okay.
it's very weird because then afterwards, now you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? A barrier breaks from the area that they're living in. And now you're seeing choppers and, you know,
Choppers?
people from the army coming in with guns and rifles. You're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Isn't this set in a different time?
Yeah.
But no, no, I don't know what it is so far because whenever I jump into animes, sometimes I want to read the synopsis, other times I do not. I want to
Yeah, because you
see,
don't want to get spoiled.
be surprised about what's going to happen. So now we're on the route where he's fighting demons and also forms he has his own demons underneath him.
So okay, so you got like a pact with them or something like
Yeah,
that.
got like some sort of pact within that fight.
Bro.
And um they've gotten outside of where his home is and now entered into that civilization where we got buildings and choppers and cars and shit like that. I'm like,
What the hell?
this man
What the
looks
hell?
so out of place.
The hell?
The hell he
This
going on?
this some Matrix type shit, but mixed with demons and that's crazy.
So I want to see where it goes from here.
Blue pill, red pill looking at.
Yep. I want to see what it does. I want to see if it's just because like a barrier set in place with different, I don't know, maybe different places
Mm-hmm.
or different civilizations or timelines, or I don't fucking know.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look. You said what was the name again?
Demons of the shadow, in the shadow
Demons
realm.
in the Shadow Realm.
Let me see.
Demons of the Shadow Realm.
Let me see.
Yeah, check them out. I'm curious
Yeah,
what the name
demons
is.
of the shadow realm.
Demons of the Shadow Realm. Yeah, yeah. I'll probably have to give that one a watch only because like what you're saying sounds intriguing. Also, it seems like very fourth wall breaking, but at the same time reality breaking. So stuff like that does interest me. I'm curious.
Yeah, I gotta see what it is specifically, like that barrier does,
Hmm.
because it's almost as if it's like two separate time civilizations and sitting right next to each other, but then somehow it merges, and then once they got out of the area, the barrier went back up. So what
So
is
what is
happening?
happening? Is this a natural phenomenon? Like what is going on?
What's
Is
going on?
somebody doing this? Somebody conjuring this? Like damn. Now I can see where the intrigue is. I'm gonna have to give that one a watch. Is that's on Mal as a high rated one or is it?
I mean, it's doing pretty well. Like right
I
now it's
listen, guys. I always use Mal to check ratings because listen, Mal usually is pretty honest when it comes to ratings. If something's got an 8 or above on Mal, high chance it's probably gold,
it's an 8
and it's an 8
on the dot.
on the dot. See on
Yeah.
the dot, high
Mhm.
chance it's probably gold. Anything, and this I use this as well for sevens, and if I see anything that's like a 6.5, nah,
Can't do it.
can't do it. I mean, I might give it a shot depending on what I've like seen before, but then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I've watched a lot of sixes in my life, and a lot of the sixes that I did watch were only because of the incentives to watch it because of the, you know,
Yeah, no.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have to get into detail, guys. Come on now, like if you're watching ecchi anime, there's a good chance that it's probably going to be rated a 6 or low, or a 6, yeah, 6.5 or lower, unless you're watching what I'm going to mention later on. We'll discuss that later, the one that I finished, but because that one's obviously in a 7.5 territory, so which makes sense where it is,
Mm.
but like yeah, if you ever watch Seki no Quasar or
No. No.
yeah,
No. 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 No.
I mean pretty
Negative.
it's a
That's a
pretty
negative.
it's a pretty good show.
So that's a complete negative. That's undefined.
Undefined.
Yeah, that's not even a fucking. It's not even negative or positive. It's undefined.
Undefined.
No,
That shit can't even be zero. That's crazy.
can't even be zero.
Well, Seki no Quasar, it was a time. But
There was a
it
time.
was a time. But kind of like you know how all right, you didn't watch this. You didn't watch this, but World's End Harem, I actually thought the premise was interesting. I discussed this before on like I feel like this was like last year or something, one of our
I think
episodes.
yeah, you did.
I was like, I like when there are good premises, even if it's etchy, because this is like if it carries on with a good plot, we're cooking. That's the whole reason why I watched High School DxD because it got a good plot. It was cooking. So what can I say? What can I say?
Surprisingly, you're not lying when you said it. Actually, those two actually had some decent plot. Compared to whatever the fuck that is from before.
Yeah, Quasars was just yeah. I don't know what the plot for that one. That was all about
The plot.
that was literally about the plot. Yeah, yeah.
I had one friend that had a discussion with me. It's like, yo, because I remember I don't know what the hell I was watching this in middle school, and she was like, "How were you watching this in middle school? I watched it in middle school too." I'm like, "So we exposed to the same thing.
Yo,
This shit is trash."
that's crazy. To be fair, you had more opportunities and more I guess how do I say this? And y'all can let us know in the comments too. The accessibility was a tough thing back then. Um, it wasn't until probably right around 2000, like 8 or 9, when you were more frequently finding websites on the web to watch anime. And even then, it was still kind of hard. Like you found a few here and there. There were like gems. There was a couple of sites that were like, "Wow, this is good," but it didn't really get like super mainstream pirating sites until like maybe 2011, 2012. I could be wrong. Y'all can let me know if you want in the comments, but I just remember having a tough time finding certain anime back then.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, no, it was interesting. We'll talk about that one in a bit, but I do want to discuss what I've been watching. Um, the other one for this season, which is Slime. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to the other ones, guys. Listen, I have a lot to watch.
Indeed.
So you expect to hear that next episode.
And I got 2 more that I completed too.
Yeah, which we'll discuss. But like, I have a lot to watch. Like, just thinking about all the anime that are out this season is just too much good stuff that needs to be consumed.
With Story of Wand and Sword,
Facts,
second
like
season.
Doctor Stone, like
Dr. Stone.
Classroom of the Elite, like ReZero. Come on now, there's some bangers out here that I just gotta dip my toe in. But it's a good thing that I kind of waited a little bit longer because I did have other shows to watch. I think I mentioned this before. Like, I mean, we aren't only in the anime space. Let's be real. We do dabble in other things. I'm gonna start watching The Boys. I'm in the midst of watching Euphoria. Um, Invincible finished not too long ago, so that was also taking up my time.
Hmm.
So, I have other things that are there. Oh, and also I want to watch Daredevil. So there's other things that I have to get to, but I try to like piece it together. I like have a little bit here, a little bit here. But what I was watching was Slime, obviously. And the reason why I want to bring up Slime again is because we're at the point where things are getting like severely, heavily political, which is what it needs to be. Because this happens a lot in Slime. People don't know this yet because they've probably watched a few episodes of it happening before, where there's more of a political dynamic with meetings discussing how certain countries are interacting with each other and what happens when they work together for trade, or if they're trying to fight each other in a war, and who's trying to blackmail who, like all these different aspects of political intrigue that happen in Slime is what makes the show, for me, what makes the show absolutely delicious. It is a full circle. It is a full circle of a
Full
show.
course meal.
It's a full course meal, midnight snack, and everything. Because when you have all that all together, you're talking about a show that manages to do all of that, everything. Come on now, that's deep. That's deep rooted stuff. So this is where we're at in Slime right now. We're at the point where things are becoming even more political. You're starting to see how other countries are trying to get involved with Tempest and Rimuru's, nation, because of everything that it could possibly offer, and using that and using Tempest as sort of like a catalyst to bring even more technology and even more whatever they want, first of all, but even more um infrastructure to their countries, to their own countries. This is peak. This is peak.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really feeling Slime right now, is because we get to dive a little bit deeper into those aspects of how the world works, and that's what I call peak world building. Maybe I'm yapping too much, but maybe I'm yapping too much, but that's literally how I feel. That's how I feel about it. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, let me know if y'all agree, but I feel like that's just how it is. I mean, other anime have done it before. Like I've said the same thing about Kingdom too, but I mean, Kingdom tends to have a lot more action. No, Slime Master has a lot of action too, but I'm just thinking about like it's a show about war, so you're seeing war like all the time. But you do get to see that in Kingdom as well. You do get to see the behind the scenes of politics and how things work with the king, and if anything, those are arguably some of the best, if not the best moments of Kingdom, is when you're seeing all those politicians just like argue and make some crazy ass moves on a chessboard that you never even thought would happen. So peak, man. Peak. Slime is doing it. Slime is doing it for me.
Okay. I like what I'm hearing. Starting to sound like Third Nation is starting to become the epicenter of trade, commerce, and well, gossip and talking and
Everything.
everything.
Which is what we expected.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
I mean, because it's Tempest, but also like when you're growing a nation like that and you have all this like, I guess, otherworldly information that's supposed to benefit and make things even better for you, you're looking at a gold mine here. Like imagine pulling up to a different world where everything is like supposedly regressed in a way. And you're like, all right, let me make a cell phone. You develop a cell phone and you sell it. You're looking at a million, billion, $1 trillion company right there, because you are basically the owner of this device. And then when you share the technology with other people, maybe they'll use it. But like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Tempest is there. It's there. So yeah.
Okay.
I remember you said you were caught up with Slime. So you all you have to do is start watching the new season.
Yes.
Well, we already confirmed, and it's been said many times that the slime would be doing a lot of cores. So there'd be like 5 or 6 cores, cores. Technically, it's curs. Is it curs or cores? I don't know what the fuck it is. Um,
Uh-uh.
but it'll be like 12 or 13 episodes each. So they would just have like season after season after season. Um, so I'm not really too worried. It doesn't really matter when you jump on because whenever you do jump on, you're still going to be within the realm of releases for like an entire year and some change.
Mm.
So,
And we got a lot of content.
oh yeah, we do. But I'll move on to asking you, what was, what if there's nothing else that you have been watching, what have you, I don't know, what have you completed?
Mm.
What have you completed like recently that you want to talk about?
Oh,
Any
recent.
thoughts about those?
Yeah, I completed two that were they're not like really power driven or based off of like action packed stuff. It's more of a life slice of life,
Okay.
relatable shit.
All right. So what's the first one?
First one we had was Negi Posse Angler.
Okay.
It was about this guy that he gets into fishing, eventually, but beforehand he was diagnosed. I can't remember if it was cancer or like something like that. But basically he was about to be on death's door.
Ah, I should have known it was fishing. Angler in the name.
Exactly, master angler. Yeah,
Master angler.
damn. But yeah, they did a good job of kind of showing him going through things and like how to deal with grief, how to deal with like loss, and also how to deal with feeling as though you haven't amounted to anything. And because he's at a point where he knows he may die based off of his health, he's like, why should I care about anything? He gets into debt, like an absurd amount of debt, drops out of college, um, tries to consistently gamble away his problems,
Hmm.
gets owes money, and then eventually gets to the point where people are literally chasing him, trying to get the
Trying
money
to get the
back.
money back. Nah. Okay, I see where this is going.
You know how it is. Then eventually meets a group of people that end up fishing. Like he ends up falling off a damn bridge, going into the water, and they take him out. And
Do
like,
they fish
oh,
him out? I'm playing.
it's
Yeah, just
like,
yo,
oh, you almost
yo.
lost it.
I got a human.
Oh,
Yo,
oh,
what the fuck? Why is it so heavy?
yeah, Nick. Yeah, that would be crazy. They eventually, you know, give him some food and make sure he's good. But then they randomly just start being like, "Yo, you want to fish?"
Hmm.
Like, I don't think I would want to fish after I just got soaking wet, but he ends up doing it anyway.
My days.
And eventually he starts to consistently meet them, gets a job at their supermarket where they all work,
Hmm.
and he starts to learn from different perspectives from each person. And you start to learn a lot about fishing in itself, like about, oh yeah, you got to check the wind, the currents, or like what after it rains, and then like is there a southern wind or something after? Then it's the perfect time to catch this bass. I'm like, how the fuck you know that?
And bro, damn, that bro just got all the information.
Like,
Got all
literally
the tips.
all the tips. I'd be looking at him like, nah, there's no way. And then I saw like what was it, one episode he crosses paths with like a seasoned fisherman, and he says it word for word, bar for bar, like, oh yeah, you're not gonna catch any fish right now. Like you just gotta wait for, that rainfall, and then on that southern wind to
The,
tomorrow
the
will
southern
be the
wind to pick
perfect
up.
time. Perfect time. Does it within the next few episodes and catches the bass. I'm like, all right,
So, okay, peak.
okay.
Bro
Like,
got the skill.
yeah, he got the skill clear. I thought it was a good watch, even though it does get a little like
Dark.
not dark, more of like a nothing happening, but it's
Mm,
kind of matches what the topic is, like, with fishing itself. Like sometimes you're not gonna catch a fish. You're
I
gonna
mean, it's
go a
true.
whole day without
That's
catching a
true.
fish.
You could be just sitting there waiting. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's fishing. I guess the biggest lesson from fishing would be patience. Like you're basically having the virtue instilled in you because you can't just be just oh. why is there no fish on my line? God damn it, what am I doing wrong?
Mhm.
Instead of, doing what you're supposed to do and just waiting for it to happen. But at the same time, I feel like that's like kind of like a juxtaposition because he's also waiting for his death.
Yes.
So I could see where that slice of life is almost, I won't say invigorating, but it basically kind of just gives him hope, but at the same time
Yeah.
also acceptance.
Do you know how long he was trying to catch a big fish? And it was actually around the time where he was like, people were his one of the people inside the show let him stay at his apartment, and he wanted to basically get rid of his debt and also make sure that takes care of his health. And they got into a big fight about him not like booking an appointment so he can see the doctor. And it was within that same day that he actually booked the appointment. Started to pay attention, do more research on how to catch these fish that he caught
A
at sea
fish.
bass
Mm.
or what I think it was bass with the friend.
Mm.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like these slice of life actually, they not only teach you in terms of like, okay, life lessons, but they also makes you put yourself inside of the position of another person.
Mm.
Like, okay, how would I react in that situation? Or does that seem logical? Then again, never really is logical when sometimes you're dealing with death.
Yeah,
Sometimes you do dumb shit.
that's true.
Um, but yeah, it was a pretty good watch. And I had another one that was on the similar lines of how to deal with loss and grief.
Is that also another slice of life?
Also another slice of life. That
Okay.
one was like I think the Journal of the Witch. This one was
Oh, is was it journaling with?
no journaling with witch or journaling
Yeah,
the witch.
journaling with. I think yeah, I saw that one. Was it for last season or
Yeah,
the season before? I don't know, but I remember seeing it. And I was like, oh, this looks interesting, but I didn't get to watch it though. So you watched it.
yes, I did watch it. It was actually really well done because you had a mother and a father that passed, and their daughter was, trying to deal with the loss of the parents. They didn't cry, much until actually they didn't cry at all until all the way towards a certain point, I believe, when they got to the point where they're able to release their emotions. But
Mm.
she's under the care of her aunt, and her aunt is a writer, and she writes all these books. Has phenomenal author, basically can just get as many, advertisements, endorsements, and um,
So they were Suzanne Collins. They were J.K. Rowling. They were all these people basically combined.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but like I would say definitely well known, well
Okay.
freaking known. Just under the radar though, like it doesn't
So like a
come
almost like
out.
they have a pen name, but they're basically hidden. Um,
Hmm.
they don't go by the same name.
Yeah, they don't go by the same name. I believe it's different, but they um they had a unique perspective about how to deal with well, not just loss, but also general life, because she felt as though for some reason no one sh- no one should be able to tell you how you feel, or basically tell you how to react to how you feel. So if you feel a certain emotion and it's like, okay, I can't go ahead and say, well, no, you're dumb for feeling that way, because no, I'm in the
Th- That's true because it's not your feelings.
it's not your feeling, so you can't tell me how to react a certain way to something that I'm feeling currently.
Yeah.
And I felt like she did a really good job of not being able to trample over one person's um, you know, current emotions.
Mm.
And especially when you see how people have grown up or how you've grown up, you look at yourself, you're like, wait a minute, have I experienced that same sort of kindness that's been shown? Because a lot of times people will tell you, suck it up, man up, or hey, you're a man, you gotta deal with it. Or on the other side, vice versa. Okay,
Well, it
you're a
tends to
woman.
happen. Tends to happen a lot for us men.
Oh, beauty. It equals pain for women. You gotta go through this, or you gotta do chores. You got to be a ladylike. What does it mean, ladylike? Stuff like that. It starts to keep the gears turning a little bit. So I thought it did a very well good job of having the main character, going through life, grief, and seeing the different perspective from another person, especially one that writes.
Mm,
How to be able to properly express your emotions along with being within it, and not letting them dictate your entire life. Did pretty well.
okay. Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
You know, I might have to add it to the list.
yeah. It has like its little bland moments here and there, but I think it still does its job pretty well.
That's good. Was that the only one that you had besides that? That's it?
Yeah, that was the only one I'd had besides that, and I thought it actually did pretty good well job of showing imagery of like the feeling that you're having at that moment. Like there were times where,
Was it just like the way it was drawn, or are you trying to say like the scene itself, the facial expressions, or was it how everything around seemed to be um how do I say this? Like when things darken?
mm-mm,
No?
not a shade difference, not a darkened or kind of like change in color. It was literally a change in landscape on
Mm.
how a person felt. So if that main character was feeling very lonely, they put her right in the middle of a freaking desert.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Damn. Damn. Yeah, I'm about to watch it for sure. Well, it's actually been a minute since I've watched a slice of life that's been, I won't say that's been good because it's not true. I'm trying to remember the last slice of life that I did watch. I'd have to take a look at my most recent seasons to see. Uh, I think the last one I did watch was probably more romantic slice of life. So,
Mm,
but I really have to watch another one because they do really like they hit at home. When I think of slice of life, I think of like Bocchi the Rock. I don't even think of Honey Lemon Soda that much. I think more of Skip to Loafer,
mm,
and so shows that are very almost heartfelt, yes, but they also kind of show us the way and teach lessons, good lessons,
yeah.
life lessons. That's why they call them slice of life, I guess. So worth it, definitely worth it. Now for me, I got a couple here that I finished from last season that I was taking too long to finish. Don't get me wrong. We did have, I think, I forgot which episode it was when we were talking about the winter season and how, how stacked it was because it was pretty stacked. I ain't gonna lie to you. But excuse me, specifically Hell's Paradise. That's one that I was kind of holding off on because I had it. I watched up until episode like 9, and then I stopped watching because I was like, you know what? Let me let it finish, and then I'll get back to it. Never got back to it. So it's funny. So I went back to it. I finished it. Did you finish Hell's Paradise? Not yet? Okay, when you do, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but just know that I think I remember describing and explaining to you that we do get into more of the Tao resonance and how Tao relates to um, in different people and relates in different forms. Because it's like, I think there's like 5 different types of Tao, or is it 6, something like that. And each one has like a weakness and a strength against each other, kind of like Pokemon or fire versus ice, stuff like that.
Shit, they got Pokemon and freaking. I mean,
Well, not like that, but just standard resonances that you'd see for elements. Um, Only that it's more specific to Tau, and you get to see a lot more of that happen within the fights of the show. So
mm,
they do a legendary job of that. Um, do I think that the season left me a little bit unsatisfied? I'm gonna say yes because the first season did the same thing. Hell's Paradise. Really great show, really satisfying, just not a satisfying ending because it kind of just leaves you on a really tight cliffhanger. And I like shows that really they'll leave you on a cliffhanger, but they'll still kind of give you some sort of resolution for what's going on in the season in some way, shape, or form. Just a tiny bit of resolution. I can even say the same thing about JJK because JJK did the same damn thing. That the Culling Games part 1, but the thing is, it's part 1, so it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like because at the end of the calling games part one, you get to see Fujiro fighting I forgot what his name was, this dude. But yeah, you get to see these fights happen, and eventually they end, and we're moving on, and they hit you with a cliffhanger. What's gonna happen next? Cool. But when it doesn't really end in like a satisfying way, or at least enough to be like, all right, I'm I'm liking this. Like I feel good inside. I get a little bit. So Hell's Paradise definitely did that to me,
Mm.
but it was still an enjoyable, really enjoyable watch. Like the fights, cool. That's the only thing that I had an issue with. So when you watch it, I would like to hear your take on it when you do get to that point, when you're at the end, because it's almost as if it brought all these lines together, but it didn't. It like stopped before they could intersect. It's like one, two, three, four, five, six
Oh,
lines
so it's
all
right before the
connecting, but
clash.
right before the clash. But clashes already happened before that along those pathways. But like right before that clash, all of a sudden we're like, oh, hold up, put the brakes on that, buddy, because we're not doing that until next season. Put the brakes. So so yeah, I'm excited to actually because of that buildup. I'm excited for what's to come, but for season three. But the thing is, Hell's Paradise took a while to get to this point, right? Hell's Paradise season one, I think, came out either in 2022 or 2023. Might have been 2022. And if that was the case, that means that it's a full 4 years since the most recent season, since the past season. I'd have to check. If you want to check, fact check, I mean, you can. But that's still a long time. Um, and I hope we don't have to wait another 3 to 4 years to get some sort of, I guess you can call it, conclusion to what is going on right now in that specific point of the show. So, yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah, 2023.
2023. So but it was like, was it spring or was it winter?
It was spring, I think, because April 1st to July 1st
Okay.
there.
So, so yeah, you could say it's almost a full 3 years from each other for Hell's Paradise. So, for me, I don't know why it felt so long, but it felt so long.
It
Like,
felt pretty long.
like 3 years is a long time, and I get that there are listen, don't come at me, but I get that there are shows out there that, they really didn't get the time of day, and it's been years and years since their most recent season. Um, and we should be lucky that we're even getting Hell's Paradise in 3 years. Like I get that, I understand that, but we got to take this into account. The manga, right? You're adapting something from source material,
Mhm.
right? So obviously you can't control how things will end, but at least you could have some sort of insight into where things will end on your side of things for the show. For example, let's assume Hell's Paradise is finished. Let's assume the manga is finished, not the anime. You now have the opportunity and the choice to take a look at the source material, figure out how much time you're going to need based off of that source material for the anime, and determine the good points to stop and the bad points to stop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then when you see that and you put that information together, you can make a conscious decision saying, hey, we should animate this for season one, animate this for season two, animate this for season three. Oh, this point in this ending for season two might not be the best ending. So let's extend season two to make it certain amount of episodes. So that way we could have season three be a little bit shorter and let that be the final season and have it reach the ending in some fashion. Like that's not impossible to do because there are shows that do this. ReZero's has done it with their different arcs where they've released episodes, um kind of like 11 episodes here and then the last 8 here, where that season in and of itself might be 18 or 20 episodes,
Mhm.
but it covers a specific arc and it still gives you a good cliffhanger. I feel as if we're still in the middle of an important arc, like we didn't really move anywhere. And it's different when you announce it like you do with JJK when you say part 1. That's different. Because why
Okay.
don't you call it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling. Let me stop rambling.
No,
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 I'm
you
just
have
thinking
a
about it.
point.
I'm thinking about it.
You have a point.
Because how do you feel about that?
I mean, you get to a point where you have to consider how long are you gonna have the engagement of people, enough fans. So in order to like cater towards all the fans and get as many fans as possible, you're gonna need to span across, a pretty length of time. Because not you're not gonna run off of just nostalgia or well, just everyone recommending, animes. Because sometimes people recommend animes and they just don't even get to it. So
True.
now you gotta like provide exposure. It's not gonna be solely just us, or content creators or people saying, "Oh, top 10 action anime, this or that," making a video of it. It's gonna be yes, up to like the source material and how much exposure y'all want to give it. So I would definitely recommend them going that route of like you said, ReZero. Do 12, sorry, not 12, 10 or 11 episodes, one core, or then do like the next core or core, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I would probably do it that way.
I think things should be paced properly. Like, and this is the last thing I'll say about JJK before I move on to what else I finished. Um, you see how JJK did a part one for calling games? Part two should not come out 2 years from now.
Yeah, no.
Part two should not come out 3 years from now either. Part two should come out either 2 seasons from now or 1 year from now. It should not be any more than that because we are sitting on the edge of our seats waiting to see what happens next. And it's different from Demon Slayer's movies. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the movies. I love the movies, but like split, putting space in 2 years between them, I'm like, damn, really? But I can see why. I get it.
Mm,
But for this specifically, when you're doing something like a specific arc and you're splitting it up, you can't just say, all right, arc part one, 2025, arc part two, 2028. You know what I'm saying? That's not
yeah.
going to help you. It's not going to make the fans are going to get restless. I mean, obviously they're going to have other things to watch, but they're really going to get restless. And I don't know if they're going to be happy about that, you know? And I get that there's other factors that are in play, but you're trying to provide the show a great show. So in order to provide a great show, you have to be consistent, you know? So I don't know. That's how I feel about that. Um,
Mm,
there are two more anime that I finished because I did finish a lot of anime from last season, but there's two more that I want to call out. The first one would be Sentenced to Be a Hero. So I did finish it, obviously. It needed to be finished because it was good. I don't know if you got a chance to finish it.
yes, I
So you
did.
did. So this is a good one to talk about because Sentenced to Be a Hero did catch me by surprise. We said this. But in addition to that, the ending caught me by surprise. But I saw it coming, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I saw it coming, but I was still surprised because I didn't expect them to do it the way that they did. Because Kivia, she she embodies an honorable knight. So seeing her be reduced to, I guess you can call it the lowest of the low when it comes to to like standards in society was crazy to me. It was awesome, but I was just like, damn, because it was like it was perfectly written for that reason.
oh yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. Let me hear your thoughts.
I mean, when a holy knight gets off of their pedestal, in a way, everyone's there to kick that person down. So it's already set in stone. I already had like an idea that was going to happen because of the fact that people started to notice that she's interacting with them and that she's kind of favoring them here and there and taking up their side in regular conversations, acting as if they are human when all society doesn't treat them like they human. You sentenced to be a hero, meaning you're supposed to be keep on fighting for our country for as long as possible. And if you die, you go ahead and get reincarnated, and you're not going to be the same
Mhm.
at all.
Die for us, keep dying for us, and die for us again.
Exactly.
Basically.
And when she sees, or when I guess everyone else sees that she's interacting with that type of people, I feel like it was going to get to a point where, yeah, she was going to fall from grace, or what we call societal, um,
The societal plunge, I guess.
yeah, plunge. Yep.
I think I expected her to well, I didn't expect it to happen that soon. I did expect it to happen later because obviously you said it yourself. She's gonna be getting close. She's getting closer to these heroes, and people can see that. You know, they could notice it, and she's making decisions based off of how close she's been getting with them. Uh, but I was waiting. I was maybe expecting it to be like a season two type of thing. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting it to just hit so hard at the end of season one, which is beautifully done, by the way, because it has to do with somebody that she trusted her entire life,
Yeah.
her family.
Now
And
that was unexpected.
and that yeah, that was definitely unexpected for me. I started to catch on when she was starting to, question things. She was like, "Wait a minute. Something's not adding up here."
Mhm.
That's when I knew I was like, "All right, I see where they're going, and I have a feeling it's going to be wild." And that's exactly what happened. I think the interesting part was trying to, or at least getting to figure out, we get to figure out how these heroes are sort of created. They didn't go too deep into it, but they did say that the person has to die in order for it to work. And the fact that she was so willing to die shows how deep her honor runs. Because I don't think anybody in their right mind, after seeing what the heroes go through, would want to put themselves in that position.
Mhm.
I don't think so.
I commend her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if I was in her shoes, I don't know if I would do the same thing. I mean, I feel like I would, but, I wouldn't say that's for the plot. I feel like, Kivia, her honor is just so great. Like, watching it break because she's realizing how baseless the honor is. Like, it's been not baseless itself. The foundation of the honor is great, but like who she's honoring and what she is honoring doesn't deserve that honor. So
Yeah.
when you start to realize that, then it's like you really break down.
Yeah, because if you started to uphold something for like a good portion of your life, and then when you realize it's just a falsehood, yeah, for sure you're gonna be like, what the hell? That just do this shit for nothing, shits and giggles? Absolutely not. I would not be entertaining that. But she chose her path. Be a hero, and we're gonna see what they're gonna do with that within the next few seasons. And I have a feeling it's gonna be good.
I think it's gonna be interesting. The show hasn't done well, it's done numbers. I don't think it's done enough to me to make me want to go read the source material just yet. I want to see what happens with season two first, and then we could dabble. But been a time. Been a time for that one. But yeah, I do have one more, and I did mention it earlier in the show. Chain Soldier season two. This is the etchy one I was mentioning. Uh, oh man, titties everywhere. But it's funny because I'm pretty sure that you walked in on me watching it and you were like, "What the hell's going on in here?" And then
Yeah.
you looked and you saw and you're like, "Damn." So it's like that. Is he gonna grab him? Like, oh shit. Nah, y'all should watch Chain Soldier season two. Well, Chain Soldier period, because I do think that it has a pretty decent plot. What I will say is the plot was way better in season one than it was in season two, only because it felt like there was more direction. The direction was still there in season two. It's just that it felt like a lot of meandering was going on because there's an entire arc where we're now basically dealing with a specific family and not necessarily who the real enemy is, the antagonist. But what I will say is that was needed and necessary for the character development of not the main character, but a side character. So
Go.
I don't know if you'd watch it. That
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
oh man. Damn, not even one episode.
No. No. Not even a second of that shit. Not even a second.
What turns you away?
Oh man. I mean, maybe from I don't know, walking in and then just seeing some shit. I'm like,
That's fair. That's fair.
what's this?
No, I don't blame
Huh?
you. I don't blame you. I do think it's worth it, but I don't blame you if you decide not to. If you decide against it, I think it's okay.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna have to like do my 3 episode rule, strict 3 episode rule
Strict,
on that shit.
strict.
That's the case. We'll
Yeah,
see.
no, that's all right. It's okay. I mean, I I don't blame you because I've also kind of fallen off the etchy route. Like I don't really watch anime like that no more, and it's not because oh I'm immature. Yeah, yeah. Yeah." No, that's not it. Because first of all, I love titties. Don't even talk to me about that shit. I'm just saying like I watch things more for the plot now and less for the plot. If you know what I'm saying. Like we're interested in these riveting stories. We're interested in seeing fights beyond what we normally see. We want to
Mm,
see things that we haven't seen before.
yeah,
But at the
beyond
same time, we also
comprehension.
want to see things that, you know, they really kind of remind us of like the good old days. What?
Good old days.
Okay, you could take that any way you want, but I'm saying the good old days in terms of like just anime that's really peak, you know?
Oh yeah, like hmm. Wait, what specifically?
Well, I'm just
Shade.
thinking like you remember when um No Game No Life was
Ah,
here, and you remember when, you know, not even Mushoku Tensei, but like even before Mushoku Tensei, even before Slime, even
Log
before My
Horizon.
Hero, huh?
What Log Horizon?
Yeah, like Log Horizon, like OG Sword Art Online, not even the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, we're eating good with anime right now. But
Mm,
you know how when you see something for the first time and it's something different. It's just something new. Like it could be a shonen, yeah, sure, but like it's just something you're just like, what the hell? This is different.
mm,
You're like, this has to be watched.
yeah,
That's how I felt when I saw Oshinoko for the first time. This is different. What the heck? I need to watch more of this. What other show is like this? I I name one, please. You know what I mean? Like when I first watched
mm,
Made in Abyss, what the hell is this shit?
that is true. I never really.
Who did this? Whose idea was this? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm interested in seeing. Like we want those haymakers, those like, oh whoa, well, this hasn't even hit the playing field yet. You know what I mean? These ideas, where did they come from? And those are usually the bangers
Those are usually the bangers, the ones that differentiate, from the others, like
from the pack.
the pack. Yeah.
So I don't know. We do get those. It's not as if we don't. It's just that I feel like we get less of those now because everybody's trying to. I mean, everybody's inspired, yeah, but everybody's trying to like fit into some niche category and trying to not copy, but they're trying to basically derive from certain things to the point where it seems as if it's just taking the same thing and regurgitating it just in a different fashion. So,
I guess it could be. Mm.
but yeah, anything more you got for me, or are you good?
No, not right now. I'm gonna try to go watch that alt here
Yeah, no, you should
magic.
watch it. You should watch it. I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce it. Atelier. I don't know. Well,
I,
I'll get to it
I had no
eventually.
clue.
I'm gonna watch it and listen to how the way they say it, and I'll try to mimic that. But but yeah, no. I for next episode, I'm definitely gonna have more to talk about, related to this season specifically because I'm gonna be watching um Doctor Stone, and I'm gonna be watching Classroom of the Elite and ReZero. Uh, and I don't want to like I don't want to watch everything that's down the line, but I do want to watch at least two or three of them and then watch another two or three of them after that. So that way I have episodes in the bank. You know what I'm saying? I can just binge and binge.
Mhm.
Very, very, very good to binge. But yeah. All right, guys. This has been Anime Intervention. Like and subscribe if you like our content. If you don't, let us know in the comments why you don't like our content. We'll try to revise it. Uh, we'll try to make some changes for you. But we thank you for listening in. And we will catch you on the next episode. Deuces.